Yesterday, everybody here at Crawley Town FC was devastated to hear of the passing of Mike Doby. Mike was a Crawley legend, not just a Crawley Town legend, but he was a Crawley legend. Everybody in the town knew of Mike. Every pub that Mike ever played in would be rammed. Here at Crawley Town, he was very much our go-to man when we needed to put some live music on. If we had a family day, it would be Mike that we would call. If we had a big crowd and we wanted to make an atmosphere, it would be Mike that we called, and he would always come down and deliver a performance that was bang on every single time. Last night I saw a video and it was Mike singing "That's Entertainment" by The Jam, and that for me sums up Mike Doby, certainly what we know of him here at Crawley Town. It was always entertainment with Mike. He'll be missed here at the football club and he'll be missed around the town. Rest in peace, Mike Doby. Good afternoon and welcome to the People's Pension Stadium. This is the penultimate home game of the season for the Reds, and today we take on Forest Green Rovers, who themselves have it all to play for as they chase a playoff place at the end of the season in 2 weeks' time. I've got no co-presenter today. It's just me, I'm afraid. But we've got plenty of people coming on. Sam Gadsden's going to come on. Tom Cameron's going to come on as well. And we're hoping to get the view from Forest Green and hear about how their season has panned out and how they hope to pan out. Only 3 games after the season. It's been a bit of a long slog with no fans, but we have been well aware of you, everybody at home who's continued to support us from iFollow, and you can still do so today via the Crawley Town website.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks. You're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
Yeah, please do continue to keep supporting the Reds from home. Season ticket holders, of course, get the game for free today. But those of you who are not season tickets, keep digging deep. £10 today will get you the game. I'm expecting an entertaining game today. It's okay. Granted, the playoff push is at least unlikely. Nick the Geordie from the filming company today, trying to ring me up this morning and tell me that the playoff dream is still alive. I had to educate him and explain that other teams also get 3 points if they win. It's not just a case of if Crawley win, they get 3 points and nobody else does. So I think he was brought down. So I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. He's still excited. He's still excited to be here as he has been for 47 shows now. 47 shows today. Some of you out there, I'm sure, have seen every show. Fair play to you, because it's been a slog taking part in them, let alone watching them. But we hope, thank you for continuing to join us week in, week out on Talk of the Town before the game each week. We really do appreciate the support, and we will continue to put it on all the time. People are keen to watch it, so thank you very much for that. As I mentioned earlier on, today we play Forest Green. Bit of a disappointment result on Tuesday night away at Newport. But let's take a look back at the highlights from that defeat in South. Yeah, welcome back. Obviously, as I mentioned, disappointing defeat in South Wales on Tuesday night, but we pick ourselves up and we go again this evening. This afternoon. Let's bring you this lineup from today's game. Glenn Morris starts in goal. It's a return to the side for George Frankham. Good to see him back from injury to end the season. Joe McNerney partners Jordan Tunnicliffe, we believe, at centre half, with Tony Craig playing at left back. In midfield, we've got Jake Hessenthaler, Jack Powell, and Josh Wright, with Sam Matthews, and then Jordan Maguire-Drew and Ashley Nadesan. I'm joined now by Sam Gadsden from the Crawley Town media team. Sam, a couple of ways that could be interpreted, that lineup. It could be a three at the back with McNerney, Tunney and Craig, and then maybe sort of Frankham and Maguire-Drew playing as wing-backs. Could be a 4-4-2. How do you see it shaping up?
I think similar to Newport. I think probably 4-4-2. It might start. I couldn't actually tell if we started at a 5 at the back against Newport or not, and it looked like it sort of shifted a bit. But I think we'd probably see Tony Craig slotting at left back today. George Frankham comes back in at right back, I would imagine. So yeah, I see more 4-4-2. Yeah.
And John's done it all season, isn't he? He's sort of rotated the side. He's worked with what he's got. He's tried to find a formation to counteract what the opposition are going to do, but also play to our strengths as well. Sometimes playing 4-4-2s, played 3-5-2s, but he's very much tried to evolve as the season, as injuries fit in and suspensions. Obviously today Tom Nichols is suspended. Do you think that's going to have a big impact on the way we play?
I think that's going to be a big miss today. I think the reason I think Tom and Ashley work quite well together is obviously we know how fast Ashley is. He works off Tom a lot. Tom holds the ball up. He often pings a nice ball over the top to Ashley to chase. I think today it's going to be obviously a little bit different with Ashley up on his own. I think we'll probably see a lot more of the long ball again, just try and get him in behind the defence. But I think it's going to be more. I think that's probably why Maguire-Drew's starting a little bit more technical on the edge of the box, more likely to maybe cut in and have a shot. So yeah, I think we could see some shots from outside the box. I thought Radari would start up front. I thought we'd keep that sort of. Well, actually, saying that, probably not a 4-4-2 then, because we've only got one recognised striker. I've actually forgot that Radari's not playing.
Well, I'm wondering whether Jordan Maguire-Drew can play as a forward. I don't know.
Yeah, he could do. I actually was just thinking about Radari, but then I've just realised he wasn't actually in the team. So probably not.
That's why it's very hard to work out. Even for us, will Maguire-Drew play through the middle and play as a second striker with Ashley Nadesan? Will he play as a wing back and we play sort of more of a 3-5-2? Really interesting to see how we line up today and how we cope with the loss of Tom Nichols.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think actually remembering like previous games, Matthews is often. I can't remember, it was one of the one recently at home. Matthews sort of slotted in a little bit behind Nichols, sort of as a 10, sort of on the wing as well. So I reckon we could see that as well today. To be fair, Matthews sort of slotting in behind Nelson up front.
And Tom Nichols has been probably. I imagine he's certainly a contender for the Player of the Season award.
He's up there,
He's certainly up there. Not just through his goals, but through. He's got a large number of assists. I mean, he was very pivotal into Max Waters' success.
Yeah.
But also his work rate, isn't it? His work ethic is second to none. It's superb.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've never seen a player get absolutely battered as much as he does. It probably draws at least 5. I mean,
that's your stat that you told me on Tuesday night.
Yeah, he's in the top 4 divisions. I mentioned this to him the other day. In the top 4 English divisions, so Premier League included, he's the second most fouled player out of all of the teams, which is quite incredible. But then at the same time, not surprised having watched him. You just think, right, there's Nichols on the floor again, because he just possesses that quality. He's so quick to turn with the ball at his feet, and there's no other option for a lot of players just to bring him down. So yeah.
But I suppose one of the if you look at there aren't really many positives of someone being suspended. But I suppose one positive is it gives other people a chance to step up, like the likes of Maguire-Drew. We're going to be looking at Sam Matthews to try and present a goal threat today, because one of our main goal threats, probably our main goal threat, it obviously can't play.
Yeah, I think Ashley Nadesan needs to get on the score sheet today. I think it would do his confidence a world of good. Everybody knows here the ability that Ashley has. He's such a danger. He's been a little bit unlucky in recent weeks. I can recall that one against Cheltenham that he just put over the top of the goal. I think he will get on the score sheet today, and I think that will give him a boost of confidence, especially because Tom's out for the rest of the season now. So, Ashley needs to kick on and get a few goals for the end of the season, which would be good for him. And yeah, I think Maguire-Drew's really impressed. Obviously, he scored his first goal, so hopefully with the start, that will encourage him a bit more to try and get another one that's, a little bit later on. Tilly, it's a shame to see him back out, but he's played the last few 90 minutes, so it's, probably resting more than anything.
And they've been a real positive for me. Jordan Maguire-Drew and James Tilly over the last sort of series of games. They've been starting games. They've been making a big impact in games. As I said, Jordan Maguire-Drew got his first goal. He had a really well taken finish. James Tilly has scored a couple of really important goals earlier in the season. I suppose looking ahead, there's a lot of promising signs for, I'm sure, for John and for everybody at the club. But okay, John Maguire-Drew, we don't know what's going to happen with him. But James Tilley obviously is at the club. Positive signs that next year, hopefully they'll come on and improve even further.
Yeah, we've got plenty of players like that. I mean, I can think of players like Tyler Frost that we haven't seen in a long time. Obviously, he's been really unlucky with injuries, but people like that we've got here for another year or 2 years maybe, it's really exciting to see that they've got a full pre-season to come, when they're all back fit, hopefully. And the one that we always mention in the office, Reece Grego-Cox.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be like a brand new signing when he comes back. He was, I'd say hitting his best form since he joined the club, and then obviously got that horrible injury away at Exeter. But he reckons he's going to be back for pre-season next year. So,
like as you say, with Reece coming in, positive signs, some young players, a lot of legs, a lot of hunger in that side, which is exciting. Looking ahead to next season in particular. Also, on that note, looking on the bench today, you've got Stuart Nelson, David Cisse, Archie Davis, Rafiq Khalil, Taran El Arakiat, and David Radari. There's a lot of I would call that. It's a bench full of prospects, isn't it? The highlights of Archie Davis, he's featured quite heavily. I wouldn't even say he's a prospect. I'd say he's sort of certainly can improve because of his age, but he's certainly featured a lot. David Cisse's obviously been here a long time. But lots of Rafiq Khalil, David Radari, do you expect to see them sort of towards the end of the season playing a bigger role looking ahead to next season? Yeah,
I hope so. I think obviously I go to train a lot. You can see the ability that players like Raf has. He's quite unbelievable to watch. So I think sort of the thing to remember is he's only played, I think, featuring in 2 games this year, which is obviously the EFL Trophy games here at home. So he's obviously got a bit of maturing to do in terms of the game. Like, he needs to learn the men's game more. But I think next season we could probably see him feature a bit more. Same with David. He's come in. He's really impressed in training. He's very quick. He's very agile. His shooting's really, really good. I think even John said that, one of the best natural finishes that he's seen. But yeah, I think it's just going to take time for players like that. Same with Tyler. We've picked him straight out of the Reading under-23 team. It's going to take him time to just get used to it. But in a couple of years, who knows?
And John's been very keen to stay throughout the season. It's about getting as many points on the board as you can each week, going out there, trying to win 3 points and finishing as high as in the table as you can. And I suppose that mentality will be the same mentality now, won't it? It'll be a case of, okay, look, chances of getting the chance of getting in the playoffs is slim to none. But it's a case of there's 9 points to play for. Get as many of those points as possible and try and sneak into that top half, and that will give us real momentum going to next year. Won't it?
100%. Obviously, it's not mathematically impossible today, depending on the result that we get this afternoon. But I think, like we were saying, we're going to see. I'm hoping we're going to see players like Raf. Maybe if it does become mathematically impossible, like you say, we will want that momentum. We want to claim all 9 points if possible. But at the same time, it will be a great benefit for us if we can get players like Raf playing in these last few games. Obviously, I'm not speaking with John here, but in terms of the last few games, if we can get players like him playing, that's also going to provide great momentum as well as the points coming in for next year, because the competition is going to be even greater than it is this year, which is as crazy as it is that we're saying someone like Archie Davies hasn't really put a foot wrong. But, obviously he's been replaced by George Day, captain, which is understandable because he is the captain of the team. But, he hasn't put a foot wrong, and the competition for every place on the pitch is, pretty unbelievable at the moment.
Yeah, and it's a really experienced back line, isn't it, today? With George Frankham comes in, we shoot. Let's say it is a 4. If he comes in, a lot of experience on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, Tony Craig, vast amounts of experience. Jordan Tunnicliffe, now he's been a mainstay of the side here for 2 years. Joe McNerney's been playing in the Football League for the last 5 or 6 years. There's a lot of experience in that back line today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, again, I don't know how many times we've mentioned it probably on this show as well, but Joe McNerney, since he's come back into the side, has been absolutely incredible. I mean, that game against Bradford was immense. We've kept those 3 clean sheets we kept on the bounce. He had a big part to play in them. Obviously, Tony Craig coming back in is a massive bonus. He just brings so much experience. It's almost like, you could almost say you've got 4 captains along that back line, to be honest. Obviously, you've got Frankham, who's the main captain of the team, but you wouldn't be angry if Tunnicliffe was your captain, or McNerney, or Craig was your captain. It's just a wealth of experience. And then obviously behind them, you've got Glenn in goal, who's just as experienced as well. So yeah, massive experience in that back line.
Yeah, absolutely. After the break, we will have Tom Cameron here. We're going to look ahead to today's game, maybe what we're expecting from Forest Green, and also talk more about what we're expecting from this Reds lineup this afternoon. But the media lads, was it yourself or was it Tom that spoke to Jordan Tunnicliffe?
I spoke to Jordan.
The very man. Yeah. Sam spoke to Jordan Tunnicliffe at training earlier in the week to get his preview ahead of the action here this afternoon.
Jordan, thanks for talking to us. It's Forest Green on Saturday. How are you and the lads heading into that one?
Looking forward to it. Disappointed with the result on Tuesday night, obviously. But we just have to take each game as it comes. We done well last time we played Forest Green, so they'll look to come here and upset us. But we've hit a good run of form lately. I know we lost Tuesday night, but before that we were good, and hopefully we just hit that again and win.
Yeah, obviously you mentioned that good run of form. We've shown so many, I think I've said this in so many previews, the amount of times we've bounced back from perhaps a disappointing result. I'm sure we'll do that again on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's what the team's been good at. When we have had some disappointing results, I know that we've had too many of them. That's why we are where we are. But I think that we can turn it round. Some teams do struggle and they carry on struggling. I think there's been a few teams that have done that this season, but as a team we've managed to turn it round and staff, and hopefully we manage to do that on Saturday.
Yeah, you also mentioned how well we've done against Forest Green last time. It's another chance to do the double. We've got them coming up and we've got Bolton coming up. It's a chance to do the double over some really impressive teams in the league, teams fighting for automatics even.
Yeah, I think a lot of people mention about we always do better against the stronger sides, but we try not to look at it like that. We just try and take each game as it comes. We have been disappointed against the teams that are below us, but every game's hard in this league. Forest Green are looking to make the playoffs as well. Bolton, they're flying at the minute. We've got to think about Stevenage in between that, and they've really turned it round since the start of the season because they were struggling. So it's 3 really hard fixtures, and there's no guaranteed points in there. And we've got to go out and play as we have been.
Yes, we've had this discussion in the office, and I know fans have had this discussion as well. But it's been such a long season, but also it's flown by at the same time. As a player, how have you found it? Has it gone quick or?
Yes and no. A lot of travelling, a lot of games in a short space of time. It's been tough, but with the year that we've had, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing football, and I think the lads and the staff have as well. We need to remember how lucky we are that we've managed to do this. We wish the fans were there on more occasions, but unfortunately that can't be the case. But I've fully enjoyed it again. We've done well in patches. We are as a team a little bit disappointed in some of the games where we feel like we should be higher, but I think we've got to remember what the year we've had, and we've managed to play football, and hopefully the fans have been enjoying it watching it at home.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Sort of all things considered, it's actually been a really good season. We've had so many highlights. We had the FA Cup run. We've put on some brilliant performances, as I mentioned earlier. Winning away at Bolton, there's special performances like that I'm sure a lot of the lads will just take on and remember for a long time.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of young lads as well during the season, and they've done really well when they've come in, and they'll only learn from the experiences this season. I mean, the season's not over yet. There's still 9 points to play for, and if we go pick up all 9 points, we could cause another upset, like we did against Leeds and when we entered the playoffs around Christmas. So we'll just look forward to them 3 games. It's not over yet. It's still mathematically possible, so we'll give everything we can.
Yeah, just those 3 games to go now. Just the lads be holding their heads high and just giving it their all, try and pick up all 9 points.
Yeah, we've been trying to do it that season. To be fair, I think that what the fans can say is that we've given it our all season, and I think the lads will be able to look at themselves in the mirror and say that. So like you said, we'll go there. We'll try and we can't look too far ahead. I know it's hard not to, but we've got to concentrate on Forest Green. They're a really good side. They're on form at the minute, but we are better against the better side. So hopefully we'll win.
I think it has been obvious, especially to people like me who's been sitting in the stand. Maybe it's been harder for the fans at home, watching on TV. It's quite hard to convey that message, but it's clear and obvious that you and all the lads have been putting in 100% effort every game, and we have been unlucky. When you consider how many different 11s we've put out this year through injury, I mean, you yourself were injured after Torquay, and you've had a couple of spells out. It's been such a hard year, but everyone's given 100% effort all the time.
Yeah, I think that's why the importance of having a good squad like we've had. We've had loads of injuries, and the thing is, injuries come with the amount of fixtures we've had and the amount of effort that the players put in. I mean, I don't think there's one player that's gone through that's played a lot of minutes that hasn't had the odd niggle or anything like that. So I think it's just a testament to the staff and Harry and Joel and stuff like that, keeping us all fit. Because we've had a right go this year, and we've still got a right chance now as well. We fully believe in the change room that we can go and do something with the remaining 3 games.
Thanks, Jordan.
No problem.
Cheers.
Yeah, welcome back. That was great there from Jordan Tunnicliffe, looking ahead to today's game. To look ahead to today's game now, I'm joined by Connor, media manager from Forest Green. Connor, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, not a problem. Lovely day. Thank you.
Interesting season, isn't it, for Forest Green? They've been really pushing for automatic promotion for large parts of the season.
Yeah.
In recent weeks, I was looking earlier on, went on a terrible run for sort of 6 games without a win, and that's sort of almost looking now trying to cling on to a playoff place.
Yeah, definitely. I think the team are strong enough, they're good enough to actually kind of be able to put a run together now, really. I mean, we saw 2 really positive performances in the last 2 games against Scunthorpe and Exeter, where the players look really confident, look really up for the fight, and I think every single team in a season kind of has a blip. And I think for a blip to come in April or
Yeah,
March
not
time is
ideal.
not an ideal time. But I think the lads are I think they recognise that, and they've done really well to kind of bounce back.
It has been incredible this year. I can't remember a season like it. As you say, every team seems to have gone through a blip, and it's almost like who can get out of the blip the quickest. Like Bolton, first half of the season, useless, but then they've really flown up. Tranmere were the same. They've really got. They're now fighting for automatic promotion. You look at Newport County the other way. Started the season, and now they're clinging on to a playoff place.
It's crazy.
You changed your manager a few weeks ago. Mark Cooper left after 5 years at the club. Have you seen? I'm assuming your owner, that was very much down to trying to get out of that slump and give a last little boost in the running.
Yeah, I think the owner and everyone at the club, we're kind of just looking for different ways to change it and see if we can kind of get promoted this season. Really, I think Jimmy Ball, the caretaker manager, he's recognised that he's got an opportunity now to really prove himself, but that's also at the expense of someone losing their job.
Yes.
So he's always kind of recognising that fact. But no, the lads look really good at the minute, and I think they look good enough to put some good performances together between now and the 8th of May. It's all kind of
it comes around so quick. We've only 3 games to go for us. You spoke there about you got a good win away at Scunthorpe. Is it away at Scunthorpe?
Home at Scunthorpe.
You beat Scunthorpe and then got a draw against Exeter, which really important draw because not only did you pick up an extra point closer to the end goal, you also stopped them picking up a really important free. So has that sort of, have you seen enough of the last 2 games to think, yep, you're going to get there?
Yeah, I think it's weird because the performances are good enough. All the players are kind of putting in really good displays. I think that the main thing for us. If you look back at kind of November and December time, you looked at like Tranmere in like 14th, like Bolton in 16th. It's like this season, it's one of them where like it's made me think that like no matter where you are at Christmas, no matter where you are in like November, come like May, you could be.
It's how you finish,
fighting,
not how you start.
You could be fighting to stay up. It could be anything really. But yeah, I think the performance massive against Exeter. I mean, like there's some big games today as well.
Yeah.
Like Morecambe, Bolton, Exeter, Newport. I think Exeter, Newport's one that a lot of Forest Green fans are probably going to be keeping their eyes on because there's such a difference, in points gap. If Newport will get a result, it almost solidifies the playoff
certainly.
place
I suppose if you guys get a win here today, which I've got to be honest, I hope you don't. but if you get a win here today and Newport, as you say, get a result against Exeter, so pretty much you like to think that would see you secure your place in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the staff and the players wanted to stay undefeated during this 5 game period as it is, or 6 game period for Jimmy, and I think it was a look really where the only way you can get third is if you win all 6 games and then hope that someone like drops points. But no, I think we're really looking to just pick up as many points as we can between now and the end of the season, and you want to be kind of 4th or 5th really going into the playoffs to kind of get that advantage in the second leg. But we've just got to focus on the next game really. I sound like a player now.
Yeah. It's true. At this stage of the season, everyone says it's just all about the next game. Yeah. It's all about the next game. And Forest Green's an interesting club, isn't it? Like sort of on and off the pitch. On the pitch, they had a lot of investment, as we did, to get into the football league, and delve into sort of continue to invest money. Seems very ambitious, wanting Forest Green to get to that next level up into League One, which I believe will be the highest you've ever been in the history with it. So it's great, but then off the pitch, there's obviously a clear strategy about being sort of environmentally friendly and sort of sustainability sort of worldwide. Not just we talk a lot about sustainability of a football club, but actually Forest Green's looking wider than that, isn't it?
Yeah, we do so many different things. Like I worked at different football clubs before where it's kind of very kind of football first team kind of football based, whereas at Forest Green like you do so many different things. Like we on Wednesday announced a new partnership with a brewery partner who are kind of carbon neutral themselves, and we had a dog at the stadium filming with the dog. It's little things where like
hopefully it goes better than the Spurs one.
Exactly. And then we've got first team press conference the next day. Like we do a lot of different things, with global media as well, because there is kind of like a worldwide interest in the club, and we've had CBS News down recently. There's different kind of European or like American press that are really interested in kind of learning the story.
Interesting
really.
Way of the owners that have got used the football club to almost get out a bigger message than just football. Yeah,
definitely. I think the main message from Dale when kind of he took over a football club was, football fans are a passionate group of people. So if you can kind of channel his passion for the environment and all that, and you kind of get some passionate football fans supporting that as well, it's a really good, strong movement.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, so two things. Who should we look out for here, player-wise? Who's the biggest threat for Forest Green, and what's your prediction for this afternoon?
I think for us, I don't want to pick any favourites, but I think for us we've got Ibu Adams has returned back from injury in midfield. Aaron Collins has been really good leading the line for us in recent games, and our back four's been solid since Jimmy took charge, really. So I'll be confident going into it. I think I predicted just a 1-0 win. I should say draw, shouldn't I? Really?
Yeah.
Just to keep everyone
You're
happy.
all right. Everyone comes
right.
on here.
No, 1-0. I've put 1-0. I think we don't really score that often. We don't really concede that often, so it's
tight game.
It's going to be a tight one. I think.
Reverse of the fixture. From
exactly.
Brilliant. Connor, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Let's take a look back at that game from, I think it was December. Was it December or early January? When Crawley travelled to get a 1-0 win away at Forest Green. We're back now. We're back. Welcome back. Sorry, I was half asleep there. Sorry. Yeah, welcome back to the People's Pension Stadium, where everyone is wide awake. As you can see, joined now by Tom Cameron and Charlie for the first time, making his talk of the town debut. Charlie Bevel. Many of you will have watched Charlie's work. Maybe you haven't seen the face. There's a face behind the camera. Charlie does our behind the scenes video each week. We'll come to Charlie and have a chat about that later on. But Tom, firstly, looking ahead. Tough game here this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm quite happy about, not happy about the fact because it's sad, but their star striker's obviously injured, Jamil Matt. Yeah. I think he broke his wrist, so...
That was a bad injury, wasn't it?
It looked horrible, so I hope he's alright, but...
If you're sick, go on YouTube it, or look at it, really horrible injury. If you're a normal person, don't.
I wouldn't recommend it, but he's a real target man for them and he scored a lot of goals, so that's a positive. That being said, I think they've got Aaron Collins up front, who's played in League Two a long time, and he can also score goals. So, listen, they're a good side. I think we beat them fair and square last time out. I think I was shocked that we beat them. Yeah. I think on the show I said, oh yeah, we're going to win 3-0, but we did actually win, and we played a really good game.
We were on really good run of form, weren't we there? But it was still, I remember watching it. It was a real big battling performance defensively to keep that clean sheet and get the win, because they don't give much away for a screen.
Yeah, it was quite a rugged performance, and obviously the likes of Jack Powell really excelled because of his long balls over the top, and Tom Nichols was excellent that day as well, and obviously missing today.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking ahead, sort of beyond that, we play Forest Green today. We have away to Stevenage before the last game at home to Bolton. What are you really looking for from these boys to see out the season?
Just to put 100% in like they have done all season. I think, you know, they've got to try their best. Wherever we finish, we finish. I think we're going to get our highest finish since we've been in League 2, since we've come down from League 1. So that's the goal, really. Finish as high as we can and just see what happens, I think.
Yeah, let's bring in Charlie. Charlie, you've been to most games this season, I think. Pretty much everywhere. How different has it been, and how difficult has it been shooting behind the scenes action when normally you'd get a lot of crowd images, some really good stuff? You almost have to try and create atmosphere yourself, haven't you, for your videos, because it's behind closed doors.
Yeah, exactly. It's been difficult. Like, I mean, it's completely different without the fans. Obviously, you don't get that fan interaction. You don't get the cheers for the goals. You know, it's like, so you kind of have to go away and like kind of create like a little like story video as such every time. But no, it's been good fun. Like I say. The only good thing is obviously having Love Home around the stadium and such. Like, you know, it's where fans would normally be. You can go and stand the terrace and try and catch like their view of the goals as well. So
yeah, it's like different angles.
Yeah, it's just trying to basically create the best video I can for the fans, really.
And how important has it been to have like Charlie doing those, almost trying to take people as close like we do here on Talk of the Town, trying to get people as close to the action as we can without them actually being here?
I think with the absence of fans, obviously yourselves and Charlie have been crucial just to get that different perspective on a match day. And obviously Charlie goes behind the scenes. He's done a great job. Obviously we brought him back in. Yeah. We scouted him back. And I'm so happy that obviously he has come back. And the same with Talk of the Town. It's just meant that the fans get that bit extra when they can't be here.
And between the two of you, have we got, without giving too much away, have we got plans sort of towards the end of the season and in the off season to keep up some fan engagement?
We got lots of content ideas. I think
definitely.
obviously Charlie's going to do his kind of season roundup videos and whatnot, and we'll have a few awards and stuff like that. But there'll be some good stuff to come, I reckon. I think. What have you got planned, Charlie? Anything in particular?
Yeah, like obviously end of season videos, like the roundup of the year, is probably best bits and the funniest moments of even the show, I think, as well, is coming. So
we do actually as well. We have a bloopers reel from the training ground, and the players look like complete mugs.
It's what we want to see.
It's brilliant.
That's the thing we want to see.
It's great content. So we're going to get that together as well. So look out for that.
It'll be great. I think the same next season will be brilliant to get all the fans involved again, like, you know, like interviews with them before the games and stuff. And I think
get into Reds Bar, stuff like that.
It'll be nice to actually bring the fans in again. So.
Yeah, nice. And I suppose if anyone has any ideas of stuff they want to see from around the club, things that are going on, get in touch with us and we'll see what Charlie can rustle up.
Without a doubt. Sounds good.
Brilliant. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be wrapping it up to after the break. We'll end with a nice little musical tribute to Mike Dobie, but from Mike Dobie as well. We'll have that at the end. But we will round up here from People's Spencer Stadium after the break.
2017, £30 million has been lost to pension scammers. That's about 26,000 Premier League season tickets. During these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to defend your hard-earned money. Be on the ball to anyone contacting you out of the blue. Find out more about pension scams and how to avoid them by visiting our website.
Hello, my name's James, I'm from the Ryan Cancer Club, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit more about what we do and how we do it. Since we started in business, the idea was to be purely customer-led in what we do. The motor trade has a consistent perception that we're here just to sell you products, sell you services, and that's not what we do here at the Cancer Club. Because we do so many things in the motor trade, we were often pigeonholed by customers and prospective customers as to what we're capable of doing. So what we wanted to do was create an idea or a product that we thought would suit the whole market. So we sat down, we brainstormed, we came up with ideas, we threw ideas away, we came up with some more ideas, we threw some more ideas away, and eventually we landed at the Ryan Cancer Club. We are a unique vehicle concierge service that specialises in the supply, maintenance and disposal of vehicles. From the supply side, we can do outright purchase, contract hire, help you with finance. Doesn't matter if you want a vehicle wrapping, racking, roof bars, it doesn't matter, we're here to help. From the maintenance side, we can help you service, MOT, windscreens, accidents, tyres, punctures, whatever it might be, we can help you. Disposal, it doesn't matter if you want us to sell your vehicle on your behalf or trade it out for you or end of lease, it doesn't matter, we're here to help you. So that's it. We are a unique vehicle concierge service, a one-stop shop for you and anything vehicle related. So if there's anything vehicle related that you think you might need help with, please give us a call and we'll be happy to help you.
Yeah, welcome back to the People's Pension Stadium. Yeah, great support there from our sponsors at the People's Pension and Ryan Vehicles, who continue to support us throughout the season as we draw to a close this year, and they will be back with us next year, which is absolutely fantastic news. And people support us. Thank you to Mr. Declutter for continuing to support us here on Talk of the Town. They've been really great support of us, and we're hoping that they will stick around next season as well. But yeah, really, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to continue to put this show on throughout the season. So massive thank you to Mr. Declutter for continuing to support us. Of course, you can support us as well by continuing to support. I'd use the word support a lot there, haven't I? Continue to support Ballers. Ballers will be open after the game today from 5 o'clock. So if you're looking for hopefully a celebratory takeaway, Ballers is your place. So yeah, order online or via Just Eat and Uber Eats if you can't get down to the stadium to collect. That's all we've got time for here at the People's Pension Stadium. You've got 20 minutes or so before the action gets underway. But we are going to leave you with the music of Mike Dobie.
In the fifth round, the mighty crowd in town. We will chase the future. It's David Goliath now. Rooney, that's it. I'm guessing to you, Rooney. We're going to Wembley. Topsy's tearing around, Evil's bouncing around. Sergio is the future, he's running rings all around.